Drama viewers are highly concerned about the sweet and sad ending. In fact, as compared to romantic dramas, many people prefer a tragic plot with a happy ending. This time, we've compiled a list of the top 10 bittersweet love stories in Chinese drama.
10年了，我记得每张死在我手下的脸。子叔恳请王爷赐下最后一根钉。
Before we dive into our other lists, make sure you click subscribe and like to stay with us and get more content like this. Thanks. The Sword and the Brocade. Set during the Ming Dynasty, the story revolves around the romance between General Xu Lingyi and the concubine's daughter, Shi Yimiang, who starts from an arranged marriage. Meanwhile, Xu Lingyi faces numerous hurdles in his efforts to safeguard his territory and enhance the people's livelihood by advocating the repeal of the marine prohibition. Xu Lingyi and Shi Yimiang continue to support each other through thick and thin as they face a catastrophe that could mark the end of the Xu family.
四嫂，这到底是怎么回事？
这件事情瞒得了一时，也瞒不了一世。夫人又怎会故意去欺瞒太夫人呢？想必，夫人一定有她的苦衷吧。
Word of Honor. Zhu Jishu and Wen Kexing's story are also becoming bittersweet. Through a series of adventures involving a legendary treasure said to provide the owner with ultimate power over the pugilist world, they become good friends. If you watch them all the way to the end, you'll see how their tragic fate comes true, just because they refuse to leave each other.
10年了，我记得每张死在我手下的脸。子叔恳请王爷赐下最后一根钉。
Love and Redemption. This story begins with the arrival of the Star of Moshe and the God of War to pay penance for the conflict between the demons and the heavens. Yu Si Feng was awakened by Chu Xuanji for the 9th generation in the story, although she was actually his enemy. As their love grows, a dilemma emerges as a companion. It's a bittersweet situation.
我的命要与不要也没什么所谓。
The Blooms at Ruyi Pavilion. The powerful Fu family has a second daughter, Fu Rong. She imagines herself marrying Su Shujin, a dashing duke. However, she recognizes that she is doomed to a tragic and untimely death. She begins to suspect that her untimely death is tied to her relationship with the duke, and she makes every effort to avoid him. However, fate could not be easily stopped. She was extremely poisonous to him, but he constantly gave his life for her because he had already fallen in love with her.
你灌醉我，想干嘛？
当然是要做一些殿下清醒的时候我不敢做的事情。
The Legend of Yun Shi. The story is set in a chaotic time when the country has been divided into 3 kingdoms. The Emperor of Tianning is cunning and distrustful and fears his own subordinate, Long Feiye. To lower Long Feiye's ambitions, the king arranges for him to marry an ugly woman named Han Yunxi. Han Yunxi is a brilliant and compassionate woman from a medical family. However, circumstances allow her to demonstrate her abilities repeatedly, winning Long Feiye's admiration.
却没有把我的消息透露给他半分。
原来你从头到尾都知道。
为什么要替我保密？
因为我喜欢你啊。
Eternal Love of Dream. For the Emperor of Donghua, Feng Ju was willing to transform into a small fox. Feng Ju realizes her gratitude to Donghua has slowly evolved into love as the two spend time together. Donghua, on the other hand, has long forgotten what love is. Later, even for the Emperor, she was willing to go down to the earth and experience life and death in the mortal world.
你想听什么？
你说呢？我便不会再纠缠，不会再痛苦，不会再与你有任何瓜葛。
Love and Destiny. Jiu Chen, the god of war, slipped into a deep slumber 50,000 years ago after sealing away the demon lord. Ling Shi wakes him up by accident, and the two fall in love. Ling Shi, on the other hand, has a destiny as a demon child. Jiu Chen refuses to execute Ling Shi, whom he believes is an innocent person, and instead attempts to change Ling Shi's fate. But in order to accomplish it, he must dig a hole in her heart in order to save her life.
可是我喜欢你，很喜欢很喜欢的那种，不是小孩子对大人的那种喜欢，是男女之间的那种喜欢。沈尊，我想跟你在一起。
The Legend of the White Snake. An old snake spirit named Bai Su Zhen takes on a human form in response to the activities of an apparently clever human in order to expose him as a phony. She later falls in love with Shu Xuan, a human. Finally, in order to protect Bai Su Zhen in the Lei Feng Pagoda, Su Xuan transformed his immortal bones into blood in order to cleanse Bai Su Zhen's devilish energy, and left Bai Su Zhen's care to a monk.
不要！
Lost Love in Times. Feng Qingchen is impressed by Yuan Ling's ability after getting to know him and suppressed her feelings in order to see him rise to his proper position. However, on the day of the wedding, Yuan Ling's brother starts a coup, and Qingchen uses her powers to reset the universe in order to prevent further bloodshed. Qingchen is able to mend the schism between Yuan Ling and Yuan Zhan, allowing them to work together to topple the corrupt rulers and restore peace to the land.
便是以巫女的心头血入药。不过这样的话，你以后就得听我的喽。你早就醒了吧？若是不吓唬吓唬你，你还不知道要什么时候才睁眼呢。
Miss the Dragon. A story about the Dragon King and a young maidservant follows a promise to wait for a loved one for 3 lifetimes. However, their relationship is damaged due to a misunderstanding when Yuqi Longyan is discovered to have been scammed by his own friend. Well, that's our top 10 bittersweet love stories in Chinese drama. Exciting, isn't it? Don't forget to note the title. See you on the next video.
10年了，我记得每张死在我手下的脸。子叔恳请王爷赐下最后一根钉。